What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's up? Pizza bagel time.
How's it going, my man?
Pretty good, you?
Good, good.
Can't complain?
Nope. Same.
Good, good.
What's shaking? Anything?
No. Frigid ass cold outside.
It is fucking freezing out here.
Steelers are taking a dump, having an okay day. Yeah.
Yeah. Sad news that we lost Saturday, but
Yeah.
them's
sad
the
for
breaks,
Browns.
I guess.
Heck of a season, though, so can't feel bad about it.
Yeah, against all odds, we made it to the playoffs.
Indeed. Fucking impressive. Go Browns.
Well, on lighter notes, better news, we got some updates.
Nice.
Gotta use that. So we did get a new text the other night. This is not from the pickle.
Wow.
Number's local.
Okay.
But it says, saw your sticker at High and Dry the other day. Checked the show out. Great podcast. You should both fart and see who has the better scent.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do we know who that's from or no?
no, I have no idea. No. So I don't know he or she or they or whatever.
Right.
If they have a fart fetish.
Right.
That's what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah, totally, which is fine.
Yeah.
Whatever you're into.
I mean, I think farts are fucking hysterical.
Couldn't agree with you more.
But when it starts talking about the sense,
Yeah.
you got a fetish.
That's a bit much, yeah. Everybody likes a fart.
Oh yeah, farts are
great.
hysterical.
They're hysterical. So many noises.
I know.
So many different levels of farts. They're all great.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I wish I had one right now. Then I would just fucking do it for this person.
Yeah, right? We'll definitely work that out, though.
Yeah, I'll try to save one for the next episode.
Right.
But yeah, so thank you for texting in.
Hell yeah.
we
We'll
do
make that
always-
happen for you.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
We'll take your request and
Under
try
advisement.
to build that fart and have one rep for you.
No doubt.
That being said, we did officially get our Pizza Bagels backdrop in.
Woo.
So those of you that have seen the new profile picture of like the Pizza Bagels, like actual food that Tom made for us, Tommy
Shout out
Boy.
to Tommy Boy.
That we have a 5x5 backdrop of that. So
Nice.
once we get the video rolling here soon,
Hell yeah.
we'll have a dope ass backdrop.
Love it. And we're working on some other stuff, some merch stuff. We're working on some things.
Yeah,
so,
we do have some dope merch ideas too.
Fun, exciting stuff.
Some cool
in the near
shirts.
future.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited. And also new stickers that also Tommy Boy has designed for us.
Awesome.
So new stickers coming soon.
Man, we're going to have to put him on payroll soon.
Yeah.
I hope he knows how to pour a shot because that's going to be the other part of his job.
Yeah. You could be our show designer and pour shots.
Yep. PR/libation, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whenever time we need to look something up, we're like,
Yeah.
Tommy Boy.
Yeah, Tommy. Get all over that.
look it up.
Shots and then look that up.
Wait, pour some shots first.
Yep.
Then look it up.
Exactly. Priorities.
Oh, man. So I went to a show last night. The band Fiddler.
Like on the roof?
Kind of, but it's spelled differently. And it's a different kind of music.
Yeah, probably a little different, I would imagine.
Yeah, they kind of they're hard to describe. They kind of have, I would say, fall into the genre of like Black Keys or like Fratelli's, Strokes.
Okay.
But they also have like a more edgy punk to them at the same time. They're kind of a little all over the place.
That sounds fun for a live show, though.
Yeah, they were pretty great to see. When we left the venue, it was just flooding with people. The show was sold out, so we're like, we're not going to be able to get a fucking Uber now.
Yeah, or it's going to be at 10 times surge pricing or whatever.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
So we decided to walk down to one of the bars down from the venue and ran into...
God knows there's a million bars to choose from.
Yeah.
Like, right down the street from there.
Yeah, we went to LVT.
Yeah, of course.
And then ran into Sheesh.
We're going to need to get a sheesh button.
We do need a sheesh button.
We're going to need to get him up here to record one for us. But
Yeah.
we're going to need a variety of sheeshes.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have extra buttons to use.
We sure do.
So yeah, he was nice and toasty.
Of course.
He brought up the podcast. He goes, I still haven't listened to a single episode yet. I'm like, bro, we're like 30 something episodes in.
Yeah.
And you're our friend.
Right.
And you've not listened. He's like, well, I don't have like the Spotty thing or like the Apple, I don't like
Oh my God.
Spotify.
What is he, 150?
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm supposed to look that up on my LimeWire? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm like, okay. I go, yeah. If you click on like the link, I know for a fact that's at least Apple will bring you to a website,
Right.
and it's free to listen to them all. And if you don't have Apple Podcasts, I don't, but I tested
Me
it.
either. Yeah.
And Spotify, if you have it downloaded, and even if you do the free version, you can still listen to all the episodes for free. So I did send him over the iHeartRadio link.
Good.
I figured that was a nice, easy website, free to listen to.
Definitely.
And I messaged him today and said, check this out. This is the link. It's free to listen to.
Good.
And then he said that he was actually, in fact, listening to an episode this morning.
Good.
So I would assume it was actually maybe like one of the newer ones, because he said he started listening, and we were talking about, see you next year. Haven't seen you since last year. It's like he told Dave, I heard you say, and it sounded like, what he's saying is like, when I was talking to you, it sounded like I said, I heard you say.
Of course.
And I started laughing, and I started saying it to myself, and I'm like, I just say things so fast. I say like, I heard you say.
What did you say?
I heard you say.
Right.
But he says it's weird listening to us when like we aren't around. Like, So, thanks, Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Thanks for listening.
Love it.
And then he's going to start binging pizza bagels instead of Netflix. So
he's a good guy, that Sheesh.
Yeah. Sheesh.
I'm a big fan of the Sheesh.
Yep. Thanks for listening, bud.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick Sheesh story. So there was a point in time where, I don't know how he came up with this, but he was going around to everybody, and he would ask them if they knew about Ukrainian girls. Like, he would just walk up to you and go like, hey, you heard about Ukrainian girls?
Like that there's women in the Ukraine that exist? Or is this like a mail order bride? Or what do we...
Let me preface it. This is well before the war in Ukraine, so this is not political at all. It was just he would go walk up to people and say like, well, you hear about Ukrainian girls? And you go, no. And then he'd be like, I hear they're good fucks. And then he would just crack up laughing. And that was it. And it was like nonstop. He would do it all the fucking time. So there's one time I was texting with my uncle Billy, and he told me, he's like, hey, he was at the Village, and this was years ago, and he said, hey, I'm up at the Village. Your friend Thomas is up here. He's that idiot that always yells sheesh, right? And I'm like, yep, that's him.
That's him.
And my uncle texts me back, and he's like, he is annoying the shit out of me right now. I swear to God, if he comes up and bothers me, I'm going to punch him in the throat. And that's what my uncle texted me. So I immediately text Thomas.
I know where this is going.
And my uncle is the most unmistakable, 6'6", 400-pound, monster, pipe fitter Irishman. And I'm like, hey, Thomas, there's a bald guy at the end of the bar, and he's never heard about Ukrainian girls. And he texts me, he's like, I'll be right back. And immediately, and I just knew, I was cackling laughing. And 20 minutes later, my phone rings, it's my uncle, and I pick it up, and I'm like, what? And he goes, I'm going to fucking punch you in the throat, you And I was like, that's right. He's like, you sent that fucker over. And all he did was talk to me about Ukrainian girls for like 15 minutes and mumble about how they're good fucks. I was like, that's right. Thomas, my end of the bar assassin. It was super fun. Love it. So yeah, speaking of stuff, again, not being political, because this, to reiterate for the 1,000th time, we are not in any way, shape, or form a political podcast. But I was looking into, I do love politics, and I was looking into some stuff on my own time, and there was this argument going on online. I'll keep it real brief so that we can kind of bring it into what we're going to talk about. But it was talking about like hypersexualization of kids and how like pornography is so available and so increasingly aggressive. And the question was, it was asking like the same question they were saying 20 years ago, like, are these violent video games going to make people into criminals?
Oh, yeah.
And the question was, is all of this available and aggressive porn going to turn the next generation into like sexual deviants? And I was like, this is a really interesting question. And the article I was reading, it was like, there's all these weird themes and there's all these weird, like different things that are going on in porn. And I was like, I have to look these up and see what they're talking about. Because I'm kind of vanilla as far as porn goes. And I kind of prefer older porn. Not like 70s porn, but like I like my 90s porn. Like it wasn't spitting in people's mouths and stuff like it is now. It's very aggressive, and I'm not into that. So, but yeah, I started looking into it. And some of the categories that I found were fucking wild. So like I went on, and this was purely for research purposes, non-masturbatory purposes, right? But I went onto this porn site that I've not been on before, and it had a button that said like themes, like thematic things you could look up. And I clicked it to see what the most popular ones were. Any ideas what the most popular theme of porn? Any of them? I wrote down the top 5 that I found.
My guess would be cream pies.
Cream pies was on the top 10. It was not in the top 5.
Okay. Big titties.
No. More specific.
Cum shots.
Nope. Like I'll give you
squirting.
So think like a theme, not like just an action. So like the first one that I found was like stuck in the dryer.
Oh,
okay.
Like
so it's
those.
like the mom is like, "How about I stuck in the dryer with her asshole hanging out of the back of it?" And the kid's like, I can fix that. Just plows her for half an hour. Then she realizes that she wasn't stuck in the dryer, and that's the end of that.
Gotcha.
So
okay, so that kind of themes.
Yeah.
What about like delivery guy?
Bingo, right? Now we're talking. So number 1 I found was stuck in dryer. Number 2 was door-to-door thing or delivery guy.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me see what else is there.
And these get kind of oddly specific and pretty weird.
Clowns?
No. Like I'll give you a hint. Like the third one I found was blackmail.
Like a guy blackmail, or like you're blackmailing someone to have sex with you?
Yep. Like somebody shows up on someone's front door. Like and I mean, again, non-masturbatory purposes, but purely for research. I went through a couple of them, and basically it was like a guy shows up at a chick's house, and he's like, "Hey, she's like, what are you doing here? I'm friends with your boyfriend, not friends with you. You're an asshole." And he's like, "Yeah, you're not going to be friends with me anymore." Holds up his cell phone like he's showing a picture of her blowing someone.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "What the fuck? Where'd you get that?" And he's like, "There's no difference. I'm going to show it to him." And she's like, "Well, what if I show you my titties?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's a good start."
Jesus.
And then she's like, "Now I showed you my titties." He's like, "Yeah, now I want to see your fucking asshole." And then he's like, "Yeah, you got to blow me now." And then like, now we're going to fuck. Yeah, and it's fucking
oh my gosh,
wild, bro. Yeah. And then of course the end of it always is either that the chick gets cummed on or came in, and then she's furious about it.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, "What the fuck? Why'd you come in my mouth?" It's like, dude, you just blew him for 24 minutes. What the fuck did you think was going to happen next? Like, how did you imagine this would end?
Yeah.
You sucked his cock for 24 minutes. He blew it load. Like, that's the next progression. Yeah.
You know what's funny is that I remember reading an article that because porn nowadays, yes, it's very accessible and aggressive.
Very aggressive and accessible. Yeah.
That I don't know, like there was like something like how they're worried, and it's not just like the teenagers. I mean, but like just even like 20s or whatever, that they're they're not getting like erections for like just like regular sex.
Exactly.
It's just like you have to be like taking a shit on my chest, otherwise I can't get hard.
Exactly. It's wild. Like
Yeah.
they were talking, and I mean, obviously this was very structured, but they were talking to kids that are like between 11 and 15 years old, and asking them like, what do you think what would you consider to be a normal sexual? What would you consider an actual sexual interaction with somebody else? And the dudes were like, I don't know, anal. Like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
dude? When I was
promise
12,
that doesn't
I
happen
wasn't
that
gonna be
often.
like plowed in a girl's anus.
No.
It was like maybe I touched one of her titties, and then like I came in my pants just saying, "Touch her titties."
Yeah.
Like when I was 11. That's how that went. Now they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking. How about ass to mouth? That's like the new second base. It's fucking gross,
gosh.
bro.
That's can't be
These
good
kids
for.
are fucked, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a wild future for them. But then, and again, we're not gonna go into politics. But I was thinking the other day also about how AI is this hugely popular thing as of right now, ChatGPT and stuff like that. And so now it's like people are putting in all their preferences, like of what they want pictures drawn of, or fake videos, like deep fakes made of. And it's like we're feeding all of our information about our kinks to these robots that are going to end up ruling the fucking world.
Oh, yeah.
This is problematic.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like, this is the beginning of the end, friend, because when the computers figure out how to code that I like short brunettes with big tits that are bitches, it's over for me. Okay? That is fucking game over. I'm going to be walking around wearing my Google goggles, and I'm going to be in fucking, fake Google worlds, and there's just going to be chicks with brown hair and huge tits that are absolute bitches that are getting me to do anything they fucking want.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm going to be a servant of these robot lords. I'm fucked.
It feels like a Rick and Morty episode
Exactly.
or something.
Yeah, it's so sad and scary.
Here's something you just said that I was. Oh yeah, I also saw something that people are now getting these like fakes made of like a person
Oh.
like a crush. Like if you're like,
Yeah, dude.
my buddy's girlfriend or the girl that's at the bar, if you take like her pictures off of Facebook and you can like upload them somewhere and it'll make like fake nudes.
Done it.
You've done it.
Done it. Oh, and again, this and again, this was purely research. I'm not gonna name drop who it was that I was with that made me aware of this being a thing, but told me that. Said like you can take a picture of somebody fully clothed and you submit it and it goes through like it's like a thing. Of course, you can subscribe for a membership and then it goes faster, but otherwise it tells you like you're 235th in line. It'll take an hour for this to go through. An hour later, your phone beeps and it remakes the picture, but guesses what the person would look like nude. And I was like, there's no fucking way this works. So, of course, I picked a friend and took a normal picture and submitted it. And 20 minutes later, it was just like, here's that person butt-ass naked in that picture. If it was accurate, I have no idea. I haven't seen most of my friends butt naked, but
interesting.
Shocking.
Yeah, it's crazy what our world's getting into.
I'm telling you, it's fucking scary.
Did you jot down all 5 of these themes?
I did.
So what do we get? 3 down so far?
Yeah, so far we got stuck in the dryer, delivery guy, and blackmail. So there were 2 that were left.
I
don't think you'll get either of them.
No,
I definitely wouldn't have guessed them. Number 4 was phone jealousy.
Like someone's like looking at their phone too much?
No. Like a chick will call. It's like a cuck thing. Like she'll call her dude. He doesn't know, but like she'll be like, "Hey, honey, just checking in. How's your day?" And then she hits mute, and she's sucking some other dude's dick while she's holding up the phone, and he's like on speaker, and he's like, "Oh, it's pretty good. The GPS reports came out," and she's just like, "Oh," on the other end.
Oh my god!
Yeah, dude.
Who fucking thinks of these?
I have no idea, but it was number 4. It's fucking crazy. And then number 5, which I have seen pop up in porn a lot, was people being punished for shoplifting.
That's also hysterical.
Yeah, like it'll just be like a chick gets brought into a warehouse room, and it's like some shitty security guard, and he's like, "Hey, we got you on camera stealing the shit." She's like, "You didn't get me. I didn't steal shit." And then he's like, "Well, I looked in your purse and I found you stole this shit." And she's like, "Well, what if I show you my pussy?" And then it's like the same thing. They just fuck.
I mean,
it's all these instances of dudes with chicks who are unwilling otherwise. Like that was the terrifying theme of themes. Was it's all about like, oh, that bitch is stuck in a dryer. Oh, that bitch was shoplifting. Oh, that bitch wants something. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like all fucking so derogatory to women, and which porn should be. Like I'm not saying porn needs to be great. We don't need feminists in porn. But I'm just saying it's super aggressive.
I mean, these are all very bizarre scenarios, but like I guess if you're in the biz, you're gonna fucking think about and jot every situation down. Sure. I mean, you could be like a porn company and like make a poll for all these nerds that are like actually subscribed and pay for their porn.
Exactly.
And then like, what's a fantasy that you like to do? Like, well, I'm a security guard at Walmart and I watch the cameras. It would be hot if like I caught some chick stealing shit. I brought her back here. And instead of me calling the cops, she let me fuck her.
Right. Exactly.
And they go, bingo.
Right.
And they're like, yo,
that's $1 million idea.
Go write that down.
Right. Exactly.
Let's get started tomorrow.
Exactly.
So
what a dream job.
I know. So while you were talking about that, I decided to, because it was making me wonder, I started looking up if there's like a per state, like,
like this is your state's favorite Halloween candy? Like, is what's Ohio's favorite porn kink?
Yeah,
Nice.
So I found a map of the U.S. and it's basically the most, like the top searched thing for that state.
Okay.
And this is weird. I don't for Ohio.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea. Do you know what it says? PMV.
I have no idea. I literally have no idea what any of those would stand for.
I don't know what PMV is.
Neither do I. I'm so fucking curious now, though.
Yeah, look up PV.
Fucking tomboy. Late for your shift.
PMV.
PMV.
Like penis, mouth, vagina. So PMV porn. See what comes up. Because I have no idea what the fuck that is. I've never even heard of such a thing. Unless it's like point of view.
It says pornographic music video. That's all I'm seeing it everywhere. That's what it's saying.
So it's just a music video with just like
maybe it's just a porn
blowing
music playing in the background. Like sometimes people don't want like the like I mean I'm sure you have too gone on a porn site and the clip looks like it's going to be good and then you put it on and there's just music playing. There's no like
Anything?
sex sounds.
Well, I mean, I wonder if it's something like Rammstein. They have a song called Pussy.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever seen or heard this song before. This song is actually a fucking banger. It's catchy as fuck. But literally the entire music video, it starts off with them like, you know, different scenarios, each of them, and then eventually getting blown, and you see pussy, you see tits, and
Nice.
then actual fucking, and then there's cum shots at the end of the video.
As there should be.
It's their music video for this. It's fucking wild. It's like if any of you guys want to look this up, I think you can find it on Vimeo.
Yeah.
But the song's called "Pussy" by Rammstein, and yeah, it's a crazy video. So I wonder if it's something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. What else? I mean, is there anything on there you see that's like that we know what it is and it's wild?
Well,
like what's Florida into?
It says Florida. It's BBC.
Is it really?
That's what it says.
That's interesting.
Let's see. What else do we have here?
All right, let me ask you a porno question.
Okay.
So BBC, we know what it stands for.
Right.
Big black cock. In case anybody was wondering.
Oh.
What's BBW stand for?
Big beautiful woman.
Why isn't that big black woman?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it could be used that way also. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
It's just if you just search BBW, it's going to probably bring up both.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure these porn stars or OnlyFans, if they're going to hashtag it,
that makes sense.
but one's going to stand for hashtag big black woman and hashtag big beautiful woman.
Yeah.
You know, and if you might even have it for both. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If like the black chick is like also a bigger girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's see. California, into Asian porn.
That's not that surprising.
Nevada, cartoon.
That's not surprising. either.
Utah, Mormon porn? I didn't know
What?
there was Mormon porn.
porn?
I have no idea. I've never even heard of Mormon porn.
It's like all reverse gangbangs because it's one dude banging.
It's
nine
probably
wives.
exactly what it
Yeah.
is.
Stop churning the milk, Hilda.
Yeah.
Just comes on her bonnet.
Let's see. Michigan's really into sucking dick videos.
Yeah, I know they are.
I forget which state that is. There's one for pegging. There's one for cream pies.
Interesting.
Strap-ons. Virginia is into trans, which is what I would not expect from there.
Nope.
New York is hairy pussy.
Ugh, gross. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to kink shame anybody, but if you're listening and you want to shoot us a text or leave us a voicemail or whatever, please do and explain to me where people are like hairy pussy. That's what I'm talking about. Or even stuff like cream pies. Like, why?
I don't know.
Is it like the whole like I get to come in her? That's awesome, or is it like
Just the act of
fucking-
seeing your cum fall out of her.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gross. I'm not interested in that.
Alaska says breast expansion. Is that just like big fake tits?
I doubt it. I'm very curious about that.
I've never heard it being used that way. Breast expansion.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like the rest of them, it's all pretty basic. Fat ass, black, rub, hentai.
Rub? Just
Yeah,
the word
it
rub?
just says rub. Stepmom, dirty
course.
talk, furries. Oh, there's a gilf.
Gross.
That's hilarious. Group, femdom, ASMR, casting.
ASMR, like just the noises.
Yeah, they just like the.
Like
I don't know if this is
chowing
the
on cock.
or gagging on dick.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
it could be.
Yeah, stirring the macaroni. Or
Yeah, you know what's funny is my buddy used to work for what's the sex toy store, like the big known one, like
Oh my god, I know exactly.
you can get your sex toys and lingerie and all that.
Oh my god, I'm blanking on it, but I know exactly the place.
Can't
you're
think of the
talking about.
fucking name of it.
The one that's over on Great Northern Boulevard Extension.
Yeah,
or
it's like
whatever?
a classy
Yeah.
sex
God
shop.
damn it.
I can't think
I
of
know
the
exactly
fucking
what it
name
is
of
too,
it.
but-
Ambiance.
Ambiance. That's
Yeah.
it.
So he used to work in their warehouse, which
That must have been a hysterical job.
he did say was fucking hilarious because
bet.
especially when orders would come through, he would recognize people's names, like
Oh
ordering,
my god, so embarrassing.
giant dildos or whatever the fuck.
Right.
But there would be sometimes they would have mandatory meetings on Saturdays that they weren't getting paid for. So like they would just basically give everybody a big fucking goodie bag to go.
Nice.
And it would have like condoms, lubes, DVDs,
Dildos.
pocket pussies, vibrators,
That's awesome.
all kinds of shit. And the one year for my birthday, he like maybe like little boxes, random stuff in there, but he gave me 2 CDs. They're porn CDs.
Okay.
And it's like I don't really know a lot of girls' names. There's like Brie Olson and a few other ones. But basically, it's if you're into ASMR, or it's kind of, I guess, porn for blind people.
So wait, this is really a CD, like an audio,
an actual CD.
You
Yeah,
just
I will
listen to porn.
Yes,
Oh
and
my
I'll if I don't know where it's at, but I'll find it because I still have them, and I'll take a picture and send them to you. But they like it starts off, them like talking, and then there's the like, oh, you want me to suck your cock? I'm gonna suck it so hard, and then they start like gagging on the dick. So you're just listening to her gagging on it. And then it's
With
like
your Discman?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And then it's like shove it in my ass. And then it's just like her moaning. It's just like it's just like porn, ASMR porn before ASMR was a thing.
Yeah.
And
That's wild.
also could be just for blind people, that are just like they get off by hearing all that.
I saw this again in my journeys of researching porn for our episode. There was one I saw that just said VR porn. And I figured it was like for the Oculus, like, because I've seen that in porn before where it'll show like 2 images of the porn in the porn clip, and it's like one for each eyeball, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an Oculus, so I haven't watched it in that way yet. But that's what I thought it was, and I clicked into it, and it was not VR porn. It was not like for an Oculus. It was like a chick pretending she was banging you. It wasn't POV. It was like you couldn't see the dude's dick at all. It was just a chick like, oh, I was just setting up for dinner, but I'll have an appetizer. And then she like kneels in front of the camera, and then she's like not bobbing her head forward and back, but like her mouth is never in the frame. So it's like, but you hear her making slurpy noises.
Yeah.
And then she's like got her ass cheeks like backing up towards the camera, but you don't see any penetration. Like this video was like 40 minutes long.
God, that sounds boring.
Awful. Yeah. My God, like a punishment.
And dude, porn is so funny. Like I remember, did you ever come across those like I think they call it like newscaster? And it's usually like Japanese, but it's like there's like a woman that's dressed up as like a news reporter, and as she's reading the news, like dudes are just coming over and just dropping loads on her face.
No, I've not seen that.
Yeah, so while she's like telling the news, she's like trying to keep a straight face while like this naked guy comes over, jerks off a load on her face. Multiple dudes do it. And then like they end up like stripping her naked, and she's like standing there bent over,
still
getting
news?
railed, and like cream pied, like while she's still like reading the news.
That's amazing.
It's bizarre, but I expect that out of Japan.
Honestly, that would make me watch the news more.
Yeah, for sure.
Than the zero I currently watch it.
Yeah, and that would definitely make things hurt a lot less.
I love that you were talking about it. I'm like, yeah, because I thought it was going to be like, oh, and then she takes her top off, and she's like
reading it topless.
And then she's just like down to like crotchless panties, like doing the weather, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll take a boner while I'm finding out if it's gonna be warm tomorrow. That sounds awesome. But then you're like, yeah, then a bunch of Japanese dudes come blow loads on her face. I'm like, holy fuck,
yeah.
I did not mean to sign on to this. Were their dicks blurred out?
Yeah.
Oh, so weird.
Yeah, the dicks are blurred out.
8-bit dicks.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man.
Do you think that when they watch porn over there, that it's if they watch American porn, that they still have like. I mean, I guess there would be no way to control blurring out.
Yeah.
Like
I don't fucking know, man.
Like with like if they put some sort of like thing on all of the Japan's like web, like, and then it's like any porn you watch, it's always blurred out.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know.
And is it blurred out for them also? Like if they're watching just regular Japanese porn?
Oh, you think like they're just censoring it on the way out of Japan, like for us?
Yeah.
Like we're not worthy of their Japanese dick,
right?
Their 3-inch Japanese dicks.
Yeah. Or is that just like yeah? Yeah, porn's weird.
Yeah.
I came across this article.
Did you wipe it off?
Oh, well, yeah. After I was done.
After you came across it.
Yeah. Well, listen, Reddit is amazing. Like I wasn't even like searching for this. This just so happened to pop up. I was looking through Ask Reddit, but someone came up and says, "What's something you like watching in porn that you would never want to try in real life?" So this is a good question. I'm going to ask this to you first before I kind of skim through some of these answers, which are fucking hilarious. Was there anything in
read
porn?
the question again.
So what's something you like watching in porn? Like something like to beat off to, but like if it were to, the opportunity were to present itself in real life, that you'd be like, nah.
I don't know. I see a lot of these pornos, and it's like a lot of super sexually aggressive chicks at once, like pouncing on a dude, and I'm not interested in that at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it seems like that'd be fun, but it also seems like a lot of work.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
And like I'm gonna.
Can you focus?
I'm gonna disappoint 3 of you in 6 minutes.
3 is
What
also
am I
a
going
lot.
for a fucking world record here?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear all the yammering afterwards. Like, yeah, I'm not interested in that at all.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
So it's just happen.
And I hate to say it, I only have one dick.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many
I hate to
mouths
say it.
all of you have. You can have 12 mouths. I only have one dick.
I can't
So,
fit all 12 of you.
Selfishly, yeah. Yeah, if you want to do the thing where like you mash your lips together around either side of my dick, that's cool for a minute. But I don't need the other 4 of you staring at me like, you gonna give it to me, Daddy? Like,
No.
I'm already out of breath.
Yeah.
Like,
One of you.
I'm pretty tired. Could 4 of you make me a fucking sandwich? Yeah.
You guys pull straws.
Yeah, exactly.
One of you gets to suck on my
Yeah,
penis.
the winner gets to suck my penis. The loser has to make a sandwich.
So scrolling through some of these answers, I mean, like sex in an airplane bathroom. I get it. You know,
I
like
don't even like going to an airplane bathroom by myself.
right.
It's like fat guy in a little coat, but you have to flush. It
Mm-hmm.
fucking sucks.
Let's see. One says hiring a tutor but getting no help on the test.
That is funny.
Had one good nut but flunked out. Somebody said, threesomes, orgies.
Yeah, no.
You know, kind of cool to watch. Just to kind of be like, whoa, this is crazy. But I don't think I'd be able to do an orgy. This one says her not being able to pay for that goddamn pizza.
Oh,
Being the delivery guy.
Listen, I'm really glad you might suck my dick, but it's gonna be $23.50.
You still have to fucking
I'm
pay.
gonna
You gotta pay
have to
rent.
pay for this out of my pocket. Like,
What's worse?
I
Like,
can't go tell Frank I got a blowjob and now I don't have his money. Like,
this is coming out of my tips,
yeah,
lady.
exactly.
Take this out of my check.
Yeah, I'm gonna get fired for this blowjob.
Another one was swapping holes, which we mentioned. You said ass to mouth earlier, but I think, but going from like vagina to butt, I think would be fine. But butt to vagina, that can't be good for her.
No.
Like
No.
you, and also, yeah, you probably want to get like one of those like deep enemas before you're even gonna fucking even try to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And bleaching and stuff and shaving. Like, there's so much that goes into it. I don't know. And that's another thing with the whole new generation of all you fucking ass eaters out there who are like, oh, it's amazing. Yeah, fine. It just sounds like a lot of work. I don't want to, and I don't want to, I mean, I'm not going to outsource it. Right? I'm not going to go to somebody else and be like, hey, nobody's seen my butthole ever.
Yeah.
Including me. It's got to be a disaster zone down there. But you can go ahead and bleach it and fucking wax it or shave it or douche it or whatever you have to do to make it appropriate so a girl can stick her mouth in there. It's a fucking asshole thing. But I'm also not going to put a mirror on the floor and handle that shit myself. Like, that's not happening.
I've seen my own butthole because I used to shave it all the time. So
Yeah.
you have to kind of get in there and look to make sure you got everything.
Yeah.
Some of these other ones are getting stuck in the dryer, banging my stepsister, trying to get a taxi to an actual destination. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these are just pretty silly.
Yeah, but that's funny.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. And I think those porns that they have plots like that are great. I
Like
love
the
that.
actual like movies.
A little bit of a storyline.
Like where like I talk like ones that like have like the punny porn names.
Oh, those are fabulous, and we're going to talk about that in a second. I'm just talking about like goofy, like movie style like it's
More artsy.
like a super hot porno chick is like, oh, my pipes aren't working, calls the plumber, and the plumber shows up, and he's like, hey, could you hand me that big wrench? And she's like, yeah, where is it? And he's like, it's hanging on my tool belt. And she goes, and she's like, oh my God, is that your cock? It's bigger than your wrench. And then they fuck. That's awesome. But the best part of those is that if you go back to like 90s, he still fixes the sink.
Yeah, because he's a gentleman.
Because he's a fucking gentleman.
He's like,
I mean, listen, if I was that guy's boss, I'd be like, what the fuck took you 3.5 hours to fix a leaky sink? And he's like, oh, I fucked a porn star. I'd be like, that's fucking dope, bro.
yeah, good for you. She did pay the bill, though, right?
Exactly. Right. You still owe the company $324.50. It sounds like you already got your tip. So
Yeah.
off you fucking go. But yeah, I like the storyline a little bit.
Yeah, those were fun.
Yeah, super fun. But yeah, funny porno names.
Is there any that come off like the top of your head, like that you can think of? Because I know we used to play like a card game, and that was like a category, like when you pulled a certain card.
Yeah.
And we would like get through some of those.
Well, all right. So when I was thinking about funny porn names, and this is a testament to how old school I am. There was a porno called "A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Foreskin." And it is based on a movie from like the late 1940s called "A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum," and it's like a black and white political feature that they turned into a porno about chicks blowing dudes in black and white.
Yeah,
it was awesome. A funny thing happened on the way to the foreskins. Fucking great. And there's so many great porno titles out there, and especially when they're punny. Right?
Yeah,
making fun of another movie or doing like a sequel to a movie or reinventing it. I love
it. I love those. Those are so fun. I mean, I already love puns already, but like when they fucking do that with movies, like the Edward penis hands, like that's funny.
Right.
And when you watch it, it's like, this is just fucking bizarre and ridiculous. He looks like fucking like more like Robert Smith from The Cure than he does Edward Scissorhands. But like, yeah, those ones are great. You know, like this one's like everyone I did last summer.
Yep.
And you've got mail, but it's like MALE.
Damn it. All right. So,
40 gays and 40 nights.
Exactly. All right. So we've told you all before, and it's 100% true. We do not really, the Pizza and the Bagel do not like pregame these shows with what we're going to talk about. We just come up with a little bit of structure and take it from there. So I did send the pizza home with a little bit of homework, which was to pick one actor. And for me, the word actor does include actresses as well. So it can be either or. Just a mainstream actor or actress. And to pick some of their bigger films and to turn the titles of those films into porno names. And we're going to play a quick game where one of us will take our movie, we will describe it to the other person, and see if they can guess both the actual title of the movie and what porno we changed the title into.
Yeah.
So you took actually one of my top ones here. You just used,
shit.
No, it's perfect. This is perfect for an example. So you used "You've Got Mail," right? But it's MALE.
Yeah.
Okay. So like if I was going to do this, I would say it's a budding romance film between a man and a woman, both working in bookstores. They start an online relationship together. And then when they meet in real life, he finds out that the woman he's been in this online relationship with
is a dude.
Has a penis. Name that movie.
So I would guess, that sounds like the movie You Got Mail, MAIL. And then the next step would be what?
Turn it into a porno name.
So then so then I would be like, how about You Got Mail, but MALE?
Pretty close.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
I can handle this.
The correct answer would have been You've Got Mail, MALE, genitalia. So it's like he goes down there looking for a puss, and then a dong pops out, and it's like, the AOL, like, "You've got mail."
Yeah.
Genitalia. Like a dick falls out. Instead of the little the thing flowing up for the mailbox being full, just a fucking donger. It's north to south. So yeah. So You've Got Mail, genitalia. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I did pick one specific actor.
Okay. So did I.
Okay.
Because all you told me was just to
perfect.
Okay. So do you want to take that as like the first one? Should I do one, or do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to tell me who your actor is?
Oh yeah. So my actor is Johnny Depp.
Perfect.
And I'm just gonna guess yours is Tom Hanks.
It is Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Tom Cranks, but yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Johnny Deep.
Hell yeah.
Okay. This movie.
Oh my God.
I don't know if this is a really good one, so maybe I'm gonna save that one.
Okay.
Okay, how about this one? This is a movie about a young adult male that gets a golden ticket to make his way to do a tour in a factory, but finds out it's just jizz all day, all the time.
Okay. So the only issue I'm having with this is I cannot remember title-wise what that movie was called, whether it was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Is it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
That's what I'm going.
It's not Wonka.
Right, yeah.
It's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And the last part was it's all about jizz.
Yeah. So instead of all these delicious chocolatey treats, it's a waterfall of cum.
Of course it is.
You know.
Okay, so it's Charlie and the Chocolate. All right, so I got the movies, Charlie and the Chocolate
Right.
Factory. All right, I don't know. What's the point of the title?
This was just Charlie and the Cum Factory.
And the Cum Factory. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. That's
Kept
perfect.
that one simple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Okay, so Tom Hanks movies.
Okay.
In this Tom Hanks film, he is manning a very large ship he's in charge of.
Okay.
While he's manning this very large ship that he's in charge of, they are overrun by very dark-skinned pirates who board the ship and say that if he wants to get all of his crew released, he has to prove he can give the best blowjob in the world.
I don't know if I've seen this one.
Really?
Yeah, because the only thing I can think of is just like with that all, Castaway is the first thing that comes to mind. But
not that.
Yeah, but I don't know if I've seen this movie.
Okay.
Which is crazy. I mean, like I love Tom Hanks. I feel like I've seen like a billion movies, but this one is just not ringing a bell.
Okay, so this movie was called Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips. I feel like I might have.
Yeah.
Okay, so Captain Phillips.
But the pirates in order for him to get his crew off of the boat safely, he has to prove to the pirates that have taken over his ship that he gives the best dome of all time.
Okay. Let's see. Captain Phillips already sounds like Phil Lips.
You're getting so close, baby.
Man.
What would be a word for if you were describing a chick's lips and you weren't to say pouty, you would say that they were...
You described pouty last night where they're hanging out, like their tongues hanging out and cross-eyed and they're like the duck.
No. Like, what would you... All right, so anyway.
Like DSLs?
So, yeah, it would be Captain Full Lips.
Oh, full lips. Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, it's just got big, beefy fucking DSLs.
Yeah.
Around their dark cocks to save the crew. So
Captain Full Lips. That's good.
Yeah, dude. All right, Johnny Depp me.
Okay. This one is about takes place back in like a long time ago. And he returns back to an old town that he used to live in because to get revenge from the raping and murdering of his wife. So he basically starts a new career in order to play in the role of being in the town to get his revenge. But the whole thing is that his job has to do with his dick.
Sweeney Rod?
Close. Yes, it is that movie.
The Demon Barber of Meat Street.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
That is pretty
You're
good.
really close. I went they're very, very close.
All right, what'd you get?
I did Weenie Todd.
Nice.
The Demon Comer of Skeet Street.
Oh my God. I love that you knew the full title of that movie.
Oh, yeah.
By the way.
I fucking love that movie.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Oh my God! All right, I have to write before I forget. I just have to write 2 things down.
Okay.
And this is because I'm curious if you were going to use these Depp movies, and I'm already thinking of some great
Like other titles.
Yeah. All right.
Go on.
All right. So we'll go to another Tom Hanks one here. All right. So Tom Hanks in this movie is he writes books as a historian. He is called into the Vatican because that's the type of historian that he is.
Oh yeah.
To research a historic painter, poet, laureate. And at the very eclipse of all of it, it's about jizz.
All right, so I think you're talking about Da Vinci Code.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Da Vinci Blows.
Close. What rhymes with code?
Load.
The
Da Vinci's Load.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Da Vinci Load.
That's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. This one, I think I kind of like. I don't know. This one might be like a little bit of a stretch.
Okay.
But this is about 2 friends that basically go on. They're like on this like psychedelic trip, driving through the desert. And I think it all takes place in Vegas, like the Vegas desert. But basically just involves the entire time of getting drunk and having sex.
Fear and Blowing in Las Vegas?
Close.
Queer and Blowing in Las Vegas?
Oh man, that would have been a good one.
That's what I got.
I went with beer and boning.
Nice.
In Las Vegas.
Yeah. Dude, that was such a great movie.
Yeah, that's a wild movie.
Yeah, absolutely wild. There's so many great scenes. For me, that's Johnny Depp at his absolute finest.
I have not watched it in a long time, but the first time I saw it, I was like 17. I worked at Hollywood Video.
Nice.
And I remember hearing people talk about this movie, so I was like, all right, I'm going to take it home and watch it. And I'm like, what the fuck am I even watching?
The scene where they take a bunch of ketamine before they go to that like circus sideshow in Vegas, so funny. That whole movie was great. And Dr. Gonzo was the best part. Like, so fucking good.
Yeah, it's definitely been a minute since I've...
Oh, yeah, we should watch that sometime.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, definitely. We should... Well, I know you don't... You're not of the weed persuasion.
No.
No.
But I would probably try them on shrooms.
I got a bundle... I was going to say, I got a bundle of gummies. We could do some shroom tea.
Yeah.
We could live tweet some shit. I don't know.
We could do we'll do a fucking
something
live video. Try to do a side-by-side.
Right. All right. So I'm noticing a trend in my picks where a lot of this has to do with dicks and cum. I'm not crazy about. All right. So Tom Hanks, CGI Christmas movie.
Okay.
I've never seen before.
Okay.
But go ahead and figure out.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. I do. So we're talking about the Polar Express, I assume.
That is the correct movie. Yep.
Okay. So Polar Express. Man. Let's see. Like, pull her something ass. I don't know. Polar Express. Oh man. Sex? Is it like Sex Express?
That's exactly what I wrote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it just Polar Sex Press?
I wrote Holer Sex Press, but yeah, that's
Polar. Yeah.
That's exactly what I wrote. Yep. Bing.
Oh, we're so mature. Okay. Here's this was a TV show, which they also made movies.
Okay.
About 2 undercover cops that pretend to be high school kids in order to kind of like, to like go undercover and kind of figure out like with the big like drug dealer or whatever's going on.
Uh-huh.
You familiar with this?
It sounds like 21 Jump Street.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
What do you got?
21 Bum Meat. Bagels. No, 20. I don't know. That's
Nothing.
nothing.
I mean, I kept it simple. I just went 21 Hump Street.
Nice. God, I'm an idiot.
Simple,
Yeah.
stupid.
All right. Yeah, you kind of tapped into this one, but that's okay. So Tom Hanks is working for FedEx. He gets into there's a plane crash, and he finds out he's on a deserted island.
Okay.
The only piece of sanity he has is a volleyball he finds.
Yep.
That he gives a male's name to, and when he's been there long enough that the volleyball starts talking to him, because I would assume you go crazy being by yourself after a while, the volleyball starts talking to him in a man's voice and telling him that this is the volleyball speaking, all I want is for you to just shoot jizz all over me.
I totally forgot to make that last one into like the sex story.
Yeah.
I forgot. Although that's also kind of weird because it's high school kids and adults. So yeah. Okay. So Castaway, and if
Correct.
the volleyball's a male, one's jizz all over the face. So maybe just cast a gay.
I put blast a gay. But
Blast a gay. Okay.
yeah, just blast him.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one, I'm not sure how to turn this. It's Johnny Depp. And he lives at home, taking care of his special younger brother
already got it.
and obese mother,
Yep.
and basically meets a new friend, and things get a little open.
Is it Who's Eating Gilbert's Gape?
Yes.
Is that what you put?
Yeah.
Who's Eating Gilbert's Gape?
Yeah.
Yes.
I put Who's Eating Gilbert's Gape /
Yes.
gaping asshole.
I love that. All right, so that's one of the things I put down where I was like, oh my God, I hope he uses Gilbert Grape.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. And Leonardo DiCaprio's best role of all time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go Leo with you. We'll do a Leonardo DiCaprio one. I got one here.
Okay.
So it is kind of a comedy drama where Tom Hanks plays a police officer.
Oh, okay.
And he is chasing Leonardo DiCaprio, who is a forger.
Mm-hmm.
And the title of the film is very indicative, but the whole thing is that it's all about jizz.
As all of them
The
are.
end result is jizz.
So it's Catch Me If You Can.
Correct.
Oh
man, I'm mad about my choice now. Never mind. When Tom Hanks catches Leonardo DiCaprio, much anal ensues.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say I'm trying to think of something, but like in a man instead of if you can. Shit, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what these this first part would be. Catch Me If You Can.
But it's about gay dude sex.
Yeah. Catch Me If You Can. I don't know.
Catch me in the can.
Oh, in the can.
Yeah, that could mean in your asshole. It could mean in the bathroom. Yeah, a lot of things to think about.
See, I was trying to find something to switch out for that catch me part, but you could have said catch me in a man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so many choices.
That's pretty good. Okay, so this one is about a bunch of people that every time they fall asleep, they are haunted by a dream demon.
Okay.
And in order for them to not fall asleep, they all team up together and start having a bunch of sex.
And this is still Johnny Depp?
Mm-hmm. It's actually, I think it might be his first movie.
I was gonna say,
I'm not sure if this was first or 21 Jump Street was first. I think 21 Jump Street was first, but this might have been like his first actual film.
I don't think I know it.
You've definitely seen it. There's multiple. There's like 10 of them. So it's these adults, kids, whatever, that are every time they fall asleep, they are getting haunted by this like demon, I guess, if you will, and it's killing them in their sleep.
Oh, so it's like Nightmare on Elm Street,
Right?
okay. And then what's the porn hook?
That they all decide to get together in one location, and like instead of like taking like caffeine pills and stuff to stay awake, they decide to have sex with each other.
Nightmare on Orgy.
I went with a gangbang on Elm Street.
That's pretty fair. All right. And by the way, I know it's going to sound crazy. We are nearing time here. We're about 4 minutes away.
Okay, so I mean, I got one or two more. I
Same.
don't know. Yeah. Okay, so we
I
can.
forgot to check off Captain Full Lips, which was like my favorite one.
Captain
All right.
Full Lips.
So good. All right. Wow, this is a tough one. All right. This is so along the lines of You've Got Mail,
Okay.
which was Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
This is another Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan movie. In this movie, and I haven't seen it in literally probably 30 years, so I can't give you a whole lot of information, but they go together to an island where they have to take an enormous leap of faith at one point.
Okay.
The leap of faith, when it happens, Meg Ryan crosses her eyes and sticks her tongue out. That's all I'm giving you.
I know what you're talking about. I'm actually just trying to remember the title. If it's like I don't know, Philadelphia. That's with AIDS.
That is correct.
Wrong movie. I can see the cover. Oh, Sleepless in Seattle.
No, that's another one.
Is that Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan?
It absolutely is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could, sure
in fact, I have one
Billy
for that
Crystal.
also.
Okay.
Yeah. The one I was going to use for that one was going to be that Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan are in a relationship. They meet at the top of the Empire State Building at the end, and then he plows her anally.
Well, if it's Sleepless in Seattle, I don't know.
Anally. Sleepless in your asshole. Can't fall asleep in that asshole, girl. So hot.
All right, so I don't know, remember. I can't think of the title for this other one.
Okay, so that's normal because this is a movie nobody saw when it was quote unquote popular, and it came out like late '80s probably. But it was Joe versus the volcano.
Oh yeah,
You remember that?
Yes.
And then I went with Joe versus the, and I don't know how to pronounce it, so if somebody wants to correct me, that's fine. But the ahigao, it's that fucking trend in porn where chicks cross their eyes and stick their tongue out.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you did mention that like last week or something.
Like, oh, I want you to jizz on me, and I kind of look retarded.
Yeah,
It's like, oh,
and
that's
like the
fucking
drool
hot as
hanging
shit.
out.
Yeah. A slutty retard. In. All right, you got one more?
Yeah. This one, see, I don't know if this is, I don't really know how to explain this or if you've seen it. I'll go with something a little easier. So this was one, with like the cowboy that had a sidekick that was an Indian.
Okay.
And I don't really remember the whole thing through like the movie. But they basically are out doing their thing, but then then they just start having sex with each other.
Cowboy and Indian with Johnny Depp. Do you remember who the other person was? Was Johnny Depp the cowboy?
No, he was the Indian. He had like the face paint.
Yeah. You know what? When you said cowboy and Indian, I felt like he was the Indian with the face paint.
Yes, he's got like that black face paint that comes like across.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've even actually watched this movie. I remember it was based off of like an old like TV show like back like before we were born.
All right, I'll give. What's it called?
So it's the Lone Ranger.
It's the Bone Ranger.
The Bone Ranger.
Of course.
Yeah.
Nicely.
Yep. The other one that I had was the like, did you ever see the Rum Diaries?
I did not.
Okay, so the Cum Diaries,
Of course.
which is another Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, nice.
That's like based off of him, like what the shit he actually like went through before, like when he was still like in his reporting days and whatnots.
Right on.
Yeah, so I mean that's
it.
that was my last one. That's all I had.
Here's my last one.
Okay.
Last one on the list, and I've never seen this movie, so I'm kind of shooting from the hip here. So, Tom Hanks movie. He directed. I'm pretty sure he was in. I thought it was about the band The Monkees.
Okay.
But it's not.
Oh.
It's about a one-hit wonder band.
This is like one of my like top movies.
Okay.
I love this movie.
They're like a Beatles-y kind of a poppy quartet of gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. It's actually all based around the Beatles.
Is it really?
Yep. There's so many Beatle references. It's that same thing with like the
Perfect.
world exploding over them. Yep.
Yep. But instead of singing into microphones, they all just suck cock.
Well, it's definitely That Thing You Do.
Mm-hmm.
Did you keep it as like That Thing You Poo?
Nope.
That thing you...
They don't. This wasn't about anal.
Oh, yeah. That Thing You Jew.
Nope.
All right.
Anti-Semitic.
Okay.
Fun.
Okay, so it's sucking
cock.
dicks. Yeah. So instead of That Thing You Do.
Maybe instead of poo or Jew, could you put together another rhyme?
I'm working on it. That dick you screw. No, that's not gonna make sense either.
Nope, because they're not having sex.
Yep.
Sucking dicks, which is also known as
Oral.
and also
Blowing.
known as, and the past tense of
Blue. That dick you blew.
bingo.
Nice.
Doing that dick you blew.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah.
So also real quick before we head off here, and speaking of dicks,
You had me at dicks.
yeah, I also in my Reddit adventures, I thought this would be funny to add in since we were talking about porn. I did come across a little post here.
Okay.
It says, my boss has been giving me muffins made out of his sperm for 3 months, and honestly, I'm not that mad.
Yep.
That's fucking weird, right? But she like goes on saying that like after high school, she like went and started working at this job as a receptionist, and like the pay was really well, and like it worked with the schedule, getting to still go into like college and all that, and like basically every once in a every morning, like the boss would come in and like drop off like a coffee.
Muffins?
Yeah, would like drop off like a coffee, and then like after an X amount of time, then he started bringing in muffins like every morning with the coffee. And so she's like, okay, and she's like, of course, like I ate the muffins, and she's like, honestly, like they were like pretty delicious, like the best muffins I've ever had.
Whore.
But then she, she's like, didn't really think anything of it, obviously. But then after a short amount of time, he then started like flirting with her, and then realizing that she was actually the only one getting these muffins.
Okay.
When she's like, oh man, it was awesome when like Tom like brings in muffins every morning, right? They're like, we're not getting muffins.
Okay.
And so then somewhere down the line, then she started, he started coming in and like doing like more flirting, and then like asked her out on a date. And then she's like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I'm single. He's hot boss. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
I have a direction I'm hoping this goes. But go on.
So, and she thought like it was gonna be like, it could be weird, doing like the boss, but they went out and got drinks and like had dinner. When she was sitting there and she's like, thank you so much for like the muffins, and like they're the best muffins I've ever had, And and then apparently like he like thanked her and was like, oh, thank you there, you know, and then he's like, you know what the secret ingredients is, right? It's love. And then she's like, ha, that's hilarious. Like, that's just more flirting, something cheesy or whatever the fuck to say. But then after one drink leading to another, they went back to his apartment and they banged it out. And then while they were laying there naked, I mean, this is a post-cum, but he then actually confessed, saying that the secret ingredient is actually his own cum.
What a fucking loser.
He told
What
on
a
himself.
fucking loser.
He told on himself. He did a post-cum and went,
What a fucking simp.
so it was actually my cum. It wasn't love. That was a joke, in case you didn't get it. It's actually my cum.
I mean, if this was his roundabout way to say I don't love you, I respect that. It wasn't love, you dumb bitch. It was cum.
Yeah. And then so she said she was like taken back by it and like was like kind of scared, which is, yeah, I would be too. If I was a chick being like, oh yeah, by the way, all those muffins I've been bringing you for the last 5 months every morning contains my cum.
Oh man, this is not where I was hoping. I was hoping this story was going to go that they came together after their date for sexual congress. She blew him. He blows a load in her mouth, and she goes, "The goddamn muffins!"
These taste exactly like the muffins.
Yeah, that's the end of the story, right?
That would have been great.
Dun,
dun,
yeah,
dun,
exactly.
dun, da, 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 da,
Exactly.
da, da, da.
Yep. The goddamn muffins, and then credits.
Yeah. No, basically it came down to like she was like kind of like shocked and like scared or worried, but then she's also like kind of surprised herself that she actually wasn't more mad about it, about this guy secretly feeding cum muffins to her.
What a whore.
And then she's just kind of like, I think I kind of liked it.
Good for her. I mean, listen, do we have a name on this broad?
No, it's
Because that's
just,
a lot of empty calories first thing in the morning. Okay?
we can call her Barbara.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Moderately fat girl's name if she's eating cum and muffins every morning. Yeah, that's not a great way to start your day.
Well, apparently it was for her.
Indeed.
Yeah. So I figured I had to throw that in there because I just saw that like earlier today, and I was like, holy shit, I gotta drop this in.
I went full Larry David, hoping that it was just going to be like, and then he pulled out and shot a load in her mouth, and she was like, those muffins. And then that was the end of it.
That actually sounds like a way better story.
Yeah, totally.
I was just in shock that like someone fucking talking about that. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised. That's why I love Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit's wild.
Yeah.
All right. Man.
That was
so fun and goes by so fast.
It sure does.
God damn it.
So, yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode with all the weird porn we discussed.
Hell yeah. And call us, text us, leave us a message, tell us your weird kinks, tell us whatever.
We want to know what your kinks are.
Put your bets in for who's got a smellier or less smelly fart.
Oh, yeah, from that text, yeah. Also, yeah, text us your kinks. Text us your, like, top 3 searches.
Yeah.
Porn searches.
Yeah, and you don't have to sign it. We don't have to know who you are.
Yep.
If you have some weird kink where you're like, I'm the only one who's into this, bullshit. Send it over in a text, and we'll validate.
Yeah.
We'll figure out if this is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to call, leave a voicemail or anything like that. Just fucking text it in, and we'll go from there.
Hell yeah.
440-363-0121. Love to hear from you.
Hell yeah.
And I think besides that, I don't know. I think you good to go, Bagel?
That's it, baby cakes. Let's go.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.